As a child, I'm sure many of us had a diary. So, in this diary, we would keep our secrets or our personal life into this diary that we kind of wanted to express. For my personal experience, I kept a diary as a child, and I would always write my everyday basis of what's happening in my life, and it kind of just helped me get through life in a way. And this reminds me of the quote that I was given to today by Tallulah Bankhead. It's the good girls who keep the diaries. The bad girls, they never have the time. To me personally, I think that this quote isn't necessarily true. Just because you don't have time to write in a diary does not consider you a bad person. I think that whether you write in a diary or you don't, it will not interpret whether you're a good or bad girl. And I think that it's just giving you this idea that the bad girls don't really want to write in a diary, whereas the good girls have the time to reflect on their thoughts and feelings. I came across a magazine a while ago, and they talked about many people who had a diary as a child and still do to this day. And someone that comes to my mind is Jennifer Aniston. She's an actress, and she has had a diary since the age of 13. She feels that a diary is a therapy session for her, and she just expresses her thoughts and feelings into them almost every day. And because of acting, it really can get overwhelming and stressful, so she feels that having a diary is just what's best for her. And since she's been writing in a diary since the age of 13, she's used to it by now, and it really has helped her in life. Another example that comes to my mind is the movie Mean Girls. In the movie Mean Girls, there's this group of mean girls that have a diary for all the good girls. So the mean girls are the ones who have the diary, whereas the good girls don't. So this is opposite of the quote. And I think that this is a clear example that this quote isn't always necessarily true, because in the movie, the bad girls have the diary and the good girls don't. And another person that comes to my mind is Emma Watson. She is also similar to Jennifer Aniston's idea of the diary, but her way of journalizing the diary is a little different because she has multiple diaries. She has one for her yoga, her acting, she has ones for meeting new people. She has many different diaries just so she's able to remember what's happening on her daily basis. And I think personally that that's a little too overwhelming and it's too much, but it really does help her focus, and it helps her kind of understand what's going on in her life rather than just memorizing everything that's happening. And I think that's great that she does that, but whether she's a good or bad person, it does not really, writing a diary does not really interpret that. So we do interpret this quote today by Tallulah Bankhead. It's the good girls who keep the diaries. The bad girls never have the time. So whether you have a diary or you don't have a diary, it will not determine whether you're a good or bad person. But the ones who have had a diary throughout their life or still do now, they have kind of moved up in life and succeeded into focusing on a more organized lifestyle and pathway. And personally, I don't really write in a diary right now, which is fine, but maybe I should try it out and it might help me. And if you guys have not tried writing in a diary or a journal, give it a try, but just remember that writing a diary will definitely not determine whether you're a good or bad person. It will just have you kind of express your thoughts and feelings in a way if you need to write them down, and it will not really affect you, it will just help you personally. So if you haven't tried writing a diary, go try it, but just remember it will not determine whether you're a good or bad person.